doing today. It's Valentine's Day. So all my single mothers, don't worry about it. The best special gift that you ever have is that child you got, all right? We're kicking it off. Today's guest is Sergio. Thank you for being. It's my second time with Sergio. We did an episode in the iLujion show, and now you're doing it for Run That.
Back in the day, yeah.
And look at that now, suited up, different, yo. For all those who remember that intro, but we didn't have visuals.
It wasn't visuals, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't come like that suited up. What was the occasion today?
Nah, I
oh, that's it. That's your professional look now.
Yeah, that's you can never be overdressed. That's all I say.
Jeez, man, how you doing, man?
I'm good, Luis.
What brings you into New Jersey? Because I know you live in DC now. And stuff.
Yeah, I'm living in DC, but I come up to see the family all the time in Jersey. You know, it's home. See the family and friends. Catch up with friends like you guys. You know.
Yeah.
It's always a great time to come back home.
Facts,
it's my place, my people out here.
It's always that kind of feeling like homesick. Like no matter where you go, you still want to come back. Even if you were in Miami, that shit was like a nice ass weather over there and stuff, but you still want.
I miss it. I miss it now, especially with all the cold out here. Miami's great.
Yeah.
And I hope to just be able to be rich enough to be a snowbird one day in the future, where I could just get cold up here, just go to Miami to my place down there.
Fort Lauderdale, where all the rich freaking retirees go, right? Sir, you how long have you been in DC for now, though?
So I think it's going on May of 2020.
Oh,
so it's about to be a year.
It was in the peak of fucking
right in the middle of Rona, and it's been shut down. You know, DC's very blue state, blue city, and you know, it's been shut down since then. We just opened up indoor dining like a month ago.
Really? Is it as restricted like here in Jersey? Because
Jersey
was restricted.
Yeah, you're telling me now Jersey's back. Places can close at 12, 1, 2, whatever.
That's what my insider over there told me.
Yeah, so DC.
Shout out the insider, Edwin. But no, yeah, he was telling me about that. Murphy was able to like pull up the restrictions, but only because of you know, during Valentine's Day, all these dining places and stuff. But yeah. You think we're really safe though now with these vaccines coming out?
I mean, first of all, as a country, we're doing a horrible rollout for the vaccines as a country, as every state.
But as compared to who though?
Other countries like Europe and.
Because UK was having their own problem.
Yeah, but they're not part of the European Union anymore.
Oh, so now you can say.
Yeah, they're their own thing, but no, man. As a country, you know, we should be leading the world in these efforts, and I bet the best country in the world is Israel. They're like at 50%. Vaccinated of their people.
Rolling out with their people. They say though they're gonna at least have 75%. Well, I think it might be for New Jersey, not US. But they said that the goal is for 75 people by June. Yeah. In Jersey.
Yeah.
Is it possible?
No, I mean the way things are right now, that's hard. That's a hard goal. It's a very high goal. I mean, but they're politicians. They got to say these things. And then when it comes time to, you know, August comes around, we won't be at that rate. And
How far is it though to be a politician, but also be as a leader? Because all these people, these politicians, are leaders to their communities. They got elected there because the people believed in their philosophy, right?
Yeah.
And they get to that point, like, you know, I don't want to make this episode about Trump and stuff, but he, as a leader, really did not take this the way he should have reacted when ordering the vaccines. Yeah. Because apparently he under-ordered, like he didn't order for
much. I heard about that story,
Yeah. Oh, a story, so it's not...
No, I think it was like they had the opportunity to buy from Moderna or Pfizer. Back in like August, they had an opportunity to like buy double because they were offering it. And they're like, no, we'll just take like this one right now. And if we need more in the future, we'll order more. The future came and then we needed a lot more, but it's too late now.
No.
But to their defense, you know, they did say, you know, at that point when we were making those orders, we didn't know if Moderna was going to work or if Pfizer was going to work. So if we doubled down on Pfizer and they ended up not working, there's always two sides to the story.
I like
always
the
two
fact
sides.
That you did that.
Always two sides.
It made me feel like, okay, it makes sense why the guy wouldn't order for some. It's very crazy because, you know, Trump's impeachment, right? Number 2. Yeah. Ever in history that's ever happened, right? Yeah. And we'll get to the acquittal, but this thing, I work with customers in Mexico, and they always be observing what the hell is going on here in the States. And one of them says that Trump actually gifted Mexico a good amount of vaccines for them to use, but that the politicians over there were the ones that they wanted to take it first before they even gave them out to their health workers. Oh, wow. I'm like, that's crazy, because here I think it was the health workers, then the politicians that were able to get their stuff first, like the vaccine. So when they told me that, I'm like, what? Trump did that? And I'm thinking like, he doesn't sound like something Trump would do, like gift Mexico vaccines. Out of all countries, like vaccines. He's also helped in other ways, and I'm not pro-Trump, but still, like he's helped in other ways where they trash him in one thing, but then like you said, there's always two sides.
Yeah.
And we're talking about how disruptive like CNN and Fox are when it comes down to covering the news in the world, because it's always either right or left. But I was watching really closely about this impeachment, right? And I don't want to get you into. Are you still working for Representative? What was your
No.
Not anymore?
Not in Show, no.
Okay, so
I work for just a non-profit in DC.
Oh, okay. So then I won't get you in trouble. But you tell me, if you had the ability to go and vote, given the evidence that we all saw on TV when this guy is saying we got to show strength.
Yeah.
We got to go and show our support to our Republicans and the ones that are not so strong Republicans, to help them see, that the whole country's behind them. And then here you go. And then they incite the freaking Capitol riots. This is literally right behind your backyard, right?
Yeah.
How the hell, guide me through that. Like, if you had the option to vote, what would you vote?
I thought about that a lot. And I think I would have voted to convict. I would have been part of those 7. Because I think... the way that they're defending Trump is, using those exact words that he said at that speech. He said, peacefully, let's go there peacefully, and this and that and the third. But I think it just comes down to, there's the law, there's like the letter of the law, and then there's like the spirit of the law. So it's like, what did the letter of the law say? The letter of the law does explicitly say, it has to be in a very explicit way that he has to say, let's go cause violence. He didn't do that, but the spirit of the law means is like, if you are causing an intersection on the American government, or you're like literally causing pain and suffering and death in this case to American citizens, and like it could all be brought back to one person who started it all, and that person is Trump. So behind the spirit of the law, what the spirit of the law was trying to say, I think that he should have been convicted.
So you said part of those 7, there was only 7 GOP members that actually voted, senators, right? That actually voted.
They needed, 63. So they needed a lot of more Republicans.
How many more?
It was like, 43?
I thought they could have done it because they had, but there's this thing that you have to have more than 3/4, was it?
Yeah.
What the hell?
2/3, yeah.
Yeah, 2/3.
That's just like, that just basically means that you have to have the majority of senators on board with this in order for it to happen. And
when I see like a senator like Ted Cruz goes up, it just pisses me off the way he talks, because I know damn well senators like him, they have to be smart enough to know what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
But the fact that they tune that out and just go just to like feed to their
it's all about that, man. I think personally, they really think something else, but they have to cater to their base. Just like Marco Rubio, just like Rick Scott in Florida, man. I used to like Marco Rubio, but now after everything, he called it a sham from the beginning. From when the trial didn't even start, he was already calling it a sham. You're a sitting senator who's going to vote on this very important vote. You don't just expose yourself like that by calling it a sham, because no, take it serious. Listen to the facts, listen to everything that was brought up, the evidence, and then make your vote. But calling it a sham beforehand, it's just political gains that he's just trying to make. And at the end of the day, people like Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, we all know they're just trying to make their run for 2024 or in the future, so it sucks.
And I don't see that happening with them, at least. There's some, who was it? In McConnell. When I heard back, it gave me like goosebumps, because I'm like, wow, this dude really stood up for what was right. At that moment where he said that, he doesn't support Trump on this.
Where he started breaking with him.
Yes. And it gave me goosebumps the way he said, this was fair. Like, that's it. Let's leave it alone. Let's confirm the Biden. And like he was just saying that he was there to defend the Constitution. I'm like, oof. Like, that gave me goosebumps, because it's like, finally, dude. Like, so much time this guy kept trying to like bring it down. and here he goes and sides with what's right, you know?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people can get fucking confused and Republicans are all this, and then but it's not really like that, man. The freaking media really fucks it up. But here you go again. Like, I'm gonna ask you, are you a type of politician? Because you want to be alongside with what's trendy, right? Because I see the freaking politicians now. They try to jump and give their opinion just to go along with what everybody else is going to, right?
Yeah.
Why you have the extremist views of like a Cruz or Rubio is because they want to go with what the base they like.
Yeah.
They're going straight right. Before they weren't like that. They were kind of more moderate. You know, they made sense sometimes.
Yeah.
Now I feel like
it's just
majority of these Republicans that they have in the Senate House they're like completely gone. They only care about their popularity and what calls in for votes. When's the next? It's next year, right? Well, this year actually. Do they have any houses seats going on for
2022? That's the next midterms, and 2024 is the election. So yeah, 2022, everyone's getting ready for that. You know, the House of Representatives. You know, but I think we're at a big turning point for the GOP right now. I think that part, the Trump base, they're both, you know, at the lead, at the forefront of the GOP. There's the Trump base, but then there's also, you know, there's like the two Republican House members that got elected in Florida, Carlos Gimenez and Maria Salazar. Carlos Gimenez was born in Cuba, mayor of Miami County, and now he's congressman. Maria Salazar, Cuban, born in Pequeña Havana, now she's congresswoman, and they're both Republicans. And these are, you know, she's not an immigrant, but they come from immigrant stories. They come from the Cuban Revolution. You know, they know what socialism is over there. That's really their main point of being in the Republican Party. So there's that kind of new Republicans. Also in California, there's Young Kim and Victoria Spratz in like Michigan or Minnesota. You know, Victoria Spratz, she was born in Russia under like communist rule. She came here when she was like 19 years old. You know, she's now the Republican member from over there. Young Kim and Michelle Steele. Those are two like Korean immigrants that are now in the Republican Party. So these are, I just named right there 4 women, 5, Maria, Young Kim, Michelle, Victoria. That's 4 women. And then like Carlos, and then like a few, and this other guy, Peter in Michigan. These are like up and coming Republicans that are in the House. So it's either, you know, the GOP is either going to go this way, like the Maria Salazar way, or they're going to go the Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz way. So it's really just right now it's a battle of which way is the Republican Party going. Yeah. And it looks like the Trump base is winning because these people just cater to them so easily. So easily. And
it's like you're not even trying to correct what's not right. Mm-hmm. And they keep going on, especially with this nonsense with QAnon.
Oh, with QAnon, I know.
It's so annoying because I could not believe a country this powerful is ran by pedophiles. You know, they have a pedophile ring and they all watch each other's back. It's like so fucking bizarre to me.
Yeah, I saw the Epstein files on Netflix. Have you seen that?
No, I have not.
Crazy.
Crazy. There's another one I have on Netflix, but that's the other one, Epstein files. Oh, man. No, dude, who the hell was he?
Everyone was involved, man.
They say that this guy was like
everyone was
CIA though, they say.
Oh, really?
Some of them believe that he was part
of
CIA.
He had so much blackmail on everybody.
Exactly, that they needed to have at least some dirt on the person that Epstein would then be like, all right, don't worry, I'll get the dirt for you. Fly into Mar-a-Lago. Where was it? Not Mar-a-Lago.
No.
What was his little island?
His little island. I forget.
He would fly them there. He would fly them there, and then that's when the dirty shit came on. When they released all the flight forms, and you have Clinton's name. Yeah. Obama was on that list too.
Was he?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. Just because they made it on the island, I don't call them pedophiles yet. Because you could have been on that island and didn't engage in the activity.
You're just there for a charity.
Or they really, you know. But I feel like you did know something was going on, and you had to turn a blind eye, and that's the problem. You know, is like the people. You know, if Obama was really on that flight and really made it to the island, and he saw something, and he turned a blind eye, you lose credibility. But we don't know. We don't know the truth. You know, that's the thing. We don't know.
Suppose he killed himself. How phony is that one? that the cameras weren't working, that he was able to kill himself with whatever he had on. And it's like, what, man?
Yeah. Two guards there should always be on him. Yeah. That one day the guard was sleeping, and the other day, the same day, the guy was like taking a walk or something. I don't know. Man. But so many things had to work out for that to happen, and they all worked out.
So I don't really think that he's dead, or if he is dead, I think they killed him.
Yeah.
They were looking for his significant other, Maxine, and they found her, and like that one. That's it. That's all you heard. That they caught her.
Yeah.
They put her in, and then that's it. That's all you heard. You didn't hear them that they were going after her. You see videos back of a young Trump and a young Epstein, and it's so nasty. I mean, it's at first you look at those videos, it's like, oh, these are millionaires just having a good time with all these pretty women out there. But then you hear the backstory of this guy Epstein, and it's like it makes you wonder, like, yo, they fucked with each other since then. And now all this is coming out, you know.
Hillary Clinton was like at Trump's wedding.
No, she's evil though. The Clintons are, you know. We had that conversation, like, would you think we would have been better off with Clinton or Trump?
Yeah, we did.
And then, man, people were like, yo, like, I didn't know you had like a Trump supporter at your podcast at one time.
Low key.
And people really thought that you were a Trump supporter, even though you, you literally just put facts out. You said you got to look at it this way, you got to look at it this way. You put them together, that's what you got. Yeah. And that's one thing progressives don't like to fucking hear.
I think Trump served his purpose, and then he became useless at the end.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so he had to be disposed of. I agree 100%. And I think leaders like Mitch McConnell, I think he should have came out a lot earlier. That's the one thing that really irks me too, is that these politicians, so-called leaders, he came out in like December and said this. December, it's way past November. You should have been saying this back in November. That's what a true leader says. You don't just follow the wave and then make a statement when the wave has been turned. Like, you know, you make the statements, you lead with your convictions and power. But he waited until it all played out. Everything was nice and said and done, and then he made his statement.
Yeah.
Which at that point, yeah, it still says a lot because it was Mitch, but you could have said this 2 months ago and he would have had a lot.
Is Mitch respected down in D.C.?
Well, Mitch is Mitch, man. Mitch was Mitch. He was Mitch. Because now we have Chuck Schumer as Senate leader, but Mitch was Mitch. He was Mitch. Like, from Kentucky, this state was the poorest state in the union. Doesn't give no federal dollars, but receives all federal dollars from the government. And this guy's holding the most powerful position, bro.
No, he's got bread. He's got bread.
So
like this, that Loeffler girl that was in Georgia. She was trying to be.
She was bread, bro.
One of the richest senators that ever.
She married the guy who owns the New York Stock Exchange. It's like there's nothing richer, bro.
What do you think? We're talking about. What do you think about this crap that happened with Robinhood,
GameStop, and everything?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so I was talking about it with Ray yesterday, and we were talking about it, and GameStop could have went to 500, 1,000. The reason it didn't is because Robinhood ended the trading.
It's fucked
point
up.
Blank.
Yeah.
So it didn't even give us a chance to bring it to 500, 1,000. Like, it was at 300.
That was game changer,
bro. We never had the chance to see what it could have done.
And that's messed up.
They put the little guy down.
You brought up something saying we live in a free market economy. This is not.
That's not free market.
Why is that though? Like, why the hell Robinhood? Who was the other one that had their
TD Ameritrade?
Ameritrade.
But so like,
why did they pull that?
So he says that the CEO of Robinhood says that they have a clearinghouse which they have to go through for every single trade, and the clearinghouse was saying there's too much activity on this stock. You need, in order for you guys to keep trading this stock to your people, you guys need to give us a big down deposit of like, what was it, like $4 million or something like that. They didn't have that, and so they had to stop the trading because it just got too risky. It's basically insurance. Like, the insurance was not letting Robinhood trade. So that's what Vlad, the CEO of Robinhood, came out and said, which is true because all brokers have clearinghouses and they do have to have a deposit. But at that point, I don't have an answer as to what could they had done, because if that really checks out, well, then that is a problem. But it sucks because that's Robinhood, to be honest. Robinhood is a starter. If this was happening on TD Ameritrade or Merrill Lynch, we wouldn't have that problem. But it's because it's Robinhood. It's a baby broker.
Yeah, it's not
baby
supposed
broker.
to be like this.
Yeah, it's not. It would never handle that volume. But it sucks because at the end of the day, we never got to really see what GameStop could have done. The free market could have said.
Now I wonder what the CEO of GameStop was looking like. Oh, what the hell is going on? that guy's like, oh shit, like my stock is going up, but then it was all like, really obviously just to cash out real quick, right? It was just a quick turn.
Yeah, it was a quick one. Yep.
It wasn't nothing long term. And then what the funny thing is, I know a few of y'all because I've seen it. I know a few of y'all. Then they jump on the trend, right? When the trend already happened. Once something I think is completely true is when you hear it, when you finally see it on the media, by the time you want to do it, it's too late. You already saw it on the media, too late. It already happened.
There's an old Wall Street saying. It says, buy the rumor, sell on the news. Which is what you just said. You know, when you start hearing about GameStop, yo, buy. That's when you buy it. But when it comes out on the news, everyone's buying GameStop. Listen, that's what you should have sold. Yeah. So, yeah, it's very true.
Yeah, because now they're saying that they... I was talking to one of my friends. He's like, when they were all with their little freaking phones out, doing this shit, I'm there just like chilling. I'm good with the bonds I got. I'm not gonna jump on whatever everybody's trying to do.
You got bonds?
And yeah, like mutual CDs and all that type of little shit, but for retirement though purposes. Okay. It's not even that I'm trading. I don't call myself a trader. Nor do I have like real fucking
Yeah, anybody could be a trader though.
Now I see.
My man's out here. He's a trader.
Yeah? Yeah, what's your Reddit page, yo? It's cool though, man, because this Robinhood incident opened the eyes to a lot of us to see, you do have the phone, our device is like very powerful. You could literally flip.
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel like they're excluded from like the financial, successes of companies, but I'd say no. First of all, go to Robinhood, man. It's free. Yeah. A lot of people bite on it because it's like, Robinhood doesn't even execute at the right prices. This and that they sell, but like, listen, if you're a trader who has a few thousand, a 2% difference, 3 cent difference is gonna make you a difference. Those differences count for people who are doing millions of dollars of trades. Those cents do add up, but for people like thousands, a few. Probably at 10K, 20K even, doesn't make a difference. So that's why I said Robinhood is fine. If you're a starter, it's fine. If you want more, tools and analytics and everything, open up that TD Ameritrade account. That's what I have. I do all my research on TD Ameritrade, but I trade on Robinhood. It's
okay. So you got two portfolios then?
No, all the money's in Robinhood.
Oh, got it.
What? I just use TD for research. Because they have better tools. Charts, this, and that. They're way more advanced.
You got to pay for like TD Ameritrade?
Not anymore.
Not anymore?
Because Robinhood changed the game.
That's beautiful.
TD Ameritrade used to be $9.95 a trade. Every buy, every sell.
And now it's
free because Robinhood came in. They took everyone and then everyone lowered it to like $5. And then they were like $3. And they're like, nah, we need to make it free.
They're disruptive. They disrupt the game and then... Now our generation just completely.
And they could be making an IPO soon, so they'll be on the stock market soon.
You said that would be interesting. Now that this incident happened, right? And you said you were very curious.
Yeah, because they have to have
why.
They have to have good relationships with these big banks, the Goldmans, the
ones that
they're the ones that are going to be underwriting. Yeah, the ones that were losing big on GameStop because they went high. They're the ones that they have to have good relationships because Goldman is the one. Let's say Goldman is the one to underwrite this IPO. If they IPO at $50 a trade, and that day it jumps to like $100, they're severely undervalued, left a lot of money on the table. They just have to have good relations with these.
Gotcha. They obviously play politics, right?
Yeah. It's all relationships.
What did the SEC end up doing with them?
Yeah, the SEC, no. So far, nothing has happened from the SEC, from the government's point of view.
Really?
Yeah. Listen, I'm not gonna say that what Reddit Wall Street Bets did was not illegal, because in a way you can't do that. You can't manipulate. No. The thing is that the big people, they do it, but behind closed doors. It's not on a public forum of Reddit where you all see it. That's why they can get away with it. But that was the problem with GameStop and the Wall Street Bets, is that it's out in the public. Everyone can see you guys colliding together to manipulate the price.
Wait, so essentially those editors of that page, the owners of that page, that forum, they could get charged?
No, because that's just a public forum. You can just write whatever you want. Mm-hmm. You can't. These companies aren't going to get liable for something that some random person puts on Reddit. Same way as Twitter, put random things on Twitter, Twitter's not going to be held responsible.
Yeah, no, but not Reddit, but the person that made that post.
That's the thing. Honestly, SEC could come down and track him and stuff, but I don't know. I guess because it was just like a fad, one little thing. They don't see it coming up again. They won't act on it.
Now, if the guy does it again...
Yeah, if this becomes an every year, every 3 months kind of thing, there's going to be...
They're going to be knocking on the door saying, hey, cut that shit.
Rules and regulations.
Yeah, man. It sucks because it is the little guy that gets fucked over, but this was like a big FU to the...
It was. At the end of the day, the little guy still won that, yeah.
I loved it. And I was very happy that happened, man, because... I didn't know that they did that type of shit. That they bet on these companies to like stay low.
Yeah, I mean, shorting is not a problem. Shorting, you need that to protect yourself from your investments, because if you believe a stock is going to go down, you short it, and you need shorts for your portfolio. But and honestly, you can short however much. But these shorts were unresponsive. They were very irresponsible. They were shorting at like 120% of the stock. How do you short a stock over 100%? So basically, the thing that they were saying is, these hedge funds are losing. Yeah. That's bad on us because hedge funds hold pension accounts from public workers. So firefighters, teachers, nurses, all their pensions are being managed by these hedge funds. And if these hedge funds are losing, that means our people are losing. But if you're shorting a stock at 120% using the people's money, that's irresponsible to start with. You should never be doing that. A short is okay if it's like very small short, or you're just protecting an investment. But the way they were doing it, that was way irresponsible. Yeah. You're using the people's public money to short a stock when shorting is already like super risky. It's the riskiest thing. So that was just on them. Like, how are you going to be that exposed?
Yeah.
Like, if anything, it exposed you because you were that exposed.
Yeah.
To be that exposed at 120%.
What's the average though? Like
an average. Not 100, because like that means that every single stock out there is being shorted, which is like that's unimaginable.
What was the hedge fund that did that? That was doing that? You know the name of it?
Yeah, I think we all. It's leaving me right now, but
because I never found. I know that they were losing money. Billionaires lost money. All these memes coming out and stuff. That shit had me dying, yo. But no, I never understood why you want to play with other people's money.
Melvin Capital.
Yeah, that's well, shout out to them, yo. It's sad, man, because this reminds me of this guy Bernie Madoff, yo. How he used everybody's money just to like on his own self-interest.
Yeah.
Until it came down on him.
Yeah.
And this was during the 2008 crisis?
Mm-hmm.
Was he responsible because of the crisis or no?
Not him alone, but him and the people that were like kind of doing that kind of work, That's in the 2008 crash. That was because people were investing very irresponsible.
They were betting on these
subprime mortgages.
Yeah, like the insurance that they won't be able to pay in time.
Yeah, they were selling
crazy, man.
Yeah.
And then bam, you got everything just collapsed on itself. And now, right now, the real estate market is going up and it's booming. Especially in suburb areas because of all the exodus happening in the cities, the major cities, all of them are leaving.
Big time.
And I'm thinking like, all right, this is happening now, but eventually New York City is gonna come back to its prime like it once was. I could see LA right now is a big mess. California is a big mess, right? All these like major tech companies that were in their freaking beautiful houses in Silicon Valley are now leaving to Texas. Yeah. It's like, okay, eventually everything's going to come back to normal, I hope. Sergio, are you going to get the vaccine?
Listen, if I'm required to, my job says I need it or something, I'll take it. No problem.
But you're not rushing to try.
I'm not rushing to it. Yeah, and I'm last in priority too. Oh. The way DC's doing it, they're getting the elderly, the healthcare workers.
Are they handling it better than than all these other states?
I don't know. I mean, DC just started vaccinated, like I say, within the last month, to get the old people and the poorest wards as well.
Okay.
Because it's the poorest wards, the people of color are the ones getting infected most. So they started with those wards first, which is a good thing.
That is great. And it's a blue.
And it's a very blue city.
Blue city.
Very blue city.
Blue city. Where the main capital is at. Why there? I always thought about that. Why is the capital in Washington,
D.C.? They wanted
D.C.?
it in between the north and the south.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it is in. I know it's its own district, right? So it doesn't really belong to a state, but in reality, what grounds does it stand on? Does it stand in Virginia or does it stand in Maryland?
They took the ground that it's currently on was taken from Maryland. So Maryland gave that piece of land.
Got it. So it's not Virginia's, it's Maryland, but it's between Virginia and Maryland. Mm-hmm. Okay.
DC used to be part of Virginia. Used to be DC, but Virginia took that land back. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Why? So there's I don't know how factually true this is, but I was reading about it, and in Arlington, Virginia, it used to be a main trading hub for slaves. And so when DC took that piece of land, DC is very blue, so they had abolished slavery. So the second that land would become DC, that trading hub of slave would have been done for. And that was a big revenue maker for Virginia.
Oh.
So Virginia was like, no, we can't have that. I'm sorry. We need our slaves to
take
trade.
That back.
So, yeah, we're going to take that land back. And so that's why DC is now only part of the Maryland.
That's wild.
Anything across the river is just Virginia.
I always thought like the capital would have looked better in Philadelphia, where the Declaration of Independence was signed, or in Boston, Massachusetts.
They didn't want to give the federal the capital of the country to any state, because then that state would hold so much power.
Yeah.
So much power.
So if
you were in Boston, it would have been Massachusetts would have been a powerhouse of a state.
Oh my god! But they are no. Who's the ones that always define presidencies are always Florida and Texas.
Oh, the swing states. Yeah.
Yeah. So in reality, MA doesn't really have that much power, and you would think because they're pretty big.
No, they have power, but the problem is the whole Northeast is just blue. So anywhere from Jersey and up, Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, Maine, Vermont,
you can count on them.
It's just blue. It's just always going to be blue. So it's not. You could be Republicans have no say in these states. That's why because they're so overpowered with major cities. So it's always going to be blue. That's why Florida, Texas, they're always in the play. Nevada, New Mexico, Georgia. Now Georgia, yeah, they used to be red, but now Georgia is in play.
What do you think about Stacey Abrams?
Abrams, yep.
How she, there has to be a lot of credit for her for what she was able to bring to Georgia.
Yeah. No, I think she's definitely someone to be reckoned with. Absolutely, she's a power broker. She's a mover and shaker. People who could get people out to vote. That's all that matters. And honestly, Georgia probably always had it within them. They just never exercised their power.
Tell me something about this voter suppression, because we're in 2020 when we were voting, right? 2021 now, but how the hell is that still possible, man? And especially in a country that is, prides themselves on everybody who is a citizen has a voice and the right to vote. But yet you have these states who are, they suppress these voters, like a Georgia.
You just have to give me examples. Because I know there's voter suppression out there, and every single state literally suppresses votes in their own way.
Yeah, well, the fact that they make it harder for them to go out and vote. I know, what is it? You just need your driver's license and pre-registered to vote to be able to go and cast your vote, right? But then there's other places where they're like, oh no, wait, you know what? This district right here belongs to there, so you can't really vote here. You gotta go and cast your ballot type of stuff over there. Yeah. Then you go over there, and it turns out there's a whole line of people. You've heard in the news when this 2020 election was happening, how they were literally there. Freaking citizens were there with their masks on, just waiting in line for hours just to be able to cast their vote.
No, absolutely. I think overall, as a country, we need to make Election Day a holiday. Point blank, like
everybody have off that day.
Yeah, everyone have off. It's like
it is
so
a
you
very
can start
important
from the morning
day.
And all day, because those long lines, you don't want to go to work, come out at 5:30 p.m. You're hungry, you want dinner, and you got to go now make a 2-hour line to vote. Luckily, we had mail-in voting. This year.
You trust that?
No, I don't trust. I don't fully trust mail-in voting. Absolutely not.
That was weird to me.
I didn't trust it 100% at all because we're all humans. Someone's gonna mess up somewhere. I don't think there was enough, mail-in fraud to overturn the election just happened, but I'm sure there was fraud.
Well,
there had to be fraud somewhere.
Somewhere. I mean, when I went to go to sleep, I saw Trump holding, who was it Michigan, and Georgia.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's
and
it.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, PA. And I'm like, that's it.
Yeah.
This man's gonna be the he did it. He fucking did it.
But that's the thing is that with mail-in voting, you know, the first results are always going to come from the people going in to vote.
Yeah.
And the people that went in to vote were usually Republicans. That's what the stats said.
Yeah, because
so, you know,
these were the same Republicans that were saying go out and vote.
Exactly.
Let them steal the election.
So, you know, the mail-in votes came in after, you know.
Okay, and that's why we had that circumstance of just switching it up overnight. Yeah, when I heard that PA was about to turn blue, I'm like, no way, Ken.
When I heard that PA, the missing votes was just Philadelphia, I was like, okay, whatever the next votes that were to come in within the next 24 hours, that's just all blue.
Yeah, they predicted it was going to be all blue.
It's just Philly.
Yeah, I actually was taking history of minorities in the U.S., right? And again, they touched on gerrymandering. What do you think about that, man? That sounds to me is very.
I hate that.
Messed up.
I hate that. We have gerrymandering in our own town of Dover. If you ever looked at congressional maps, the town of Dover.
Where can one get a congressional map?
Anywhere, man. Google.
Really?
Just look up NJ11. Look up NJ11 and NJ7. And if you look at the map, you'll see that Dover. Oh my God! It just looks so blatant and explicit. Like Dover is in a congressional district with the town of, I can't even name it, bro. It's like some town in central Jersey.
What? Wait.
That doesn't matter.
What? Not even in Morris County.
No. Jersey should be in the congressional district where NJ11 is. What does NJ11 have? Parsippany, Morristown, East Hanover, Butler, like all the towns that we know. But no, they took out Dover and explicitly put that to NJ7. Because if Dover would have been part of NJ11, Dover is blue, obviously. That would have been just a bunch of blue votes for NJ11. Why has NJ11 been Republican for the past 24 years? Like, it just turned blue with Mikey Sherrill? Because they don't... Like, if Dover were in the play, I'm sure NJ11 wouldn't have been Republican for the past 24 years.
You think so? Dover has value to put on the table like
they that? They have a lot of blue votes. So... It's because the way that we voted in the past one with Mikey Sherrill getting elected the second time, Morris County voted for Rosemary Becky, which was the Republican candidate. Morris County, there was more votes for Rosemary than Mikey. Essex County voted a lot more for Mikey than Rosemary, and that's why Mikey won. But if Dover would have been part of that equation, then it would have made a dent. At least it's not going to take over Morris County, but it would have made a nice dent.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So Dover's been gerrymandered, bro. And it sucks because our local leaders don't say anything about it.
Our local leaders
sucks.
Yeah.
They're puppets to the Democratic Morris County. Yes, I did say that. They are puppets to the Morris County Democratic Party.
Yeah.
The last one that just got elected, the Colombian guy that we had problems with.
He dipped, right? The town administrator? He quit.
Wait, the new one?
The Colombian one.
The Colombian one. Yeah,
who worked alongside with
James. No, he dipped for a better position in some other town.
Got it.
Which is like,
it's sad, man.
It's sad because
he was good.
That's what I'm saying. If you really did love your town, $signs at another town isn't gonna make it worth it because you wake up every day serving the people that you wanna serve. Exactly. Like, why? I'm not gonna go to Montville and all of a sudden want to serve the people of Montville.
Give me a breakdown of what happened that day, where you just rallied everybody.
Yeah, and man,
went
that day
into this virtual town hall meeting for Dover.
Listen, the biggest problem with that was because Mr. Bennett was a political payback. The guy was unemployed. His friend is a current state senator, Mr. Cody, State Senator Cody. They were both in the state legislature in the early 2000s, you know, top of the New Jersey state legislature. They were both buddies and up there. So now that Mr. Bennett doesn't have a job, Mr. Cody sees that, they're looking for a town administrator in the town of Dover. Well, let me give my buddy a little. Oh. So he gave the name to Mayor Blackman, yeah. He gave the name to Mayor Blackman. Hey, you need a town administrator. My friend Cody, he's a great town administrator.
Yeah.
She takes it because Cody's a Democrat.
Without even doing her due diligence.
Because Cody is a Democrat. Like, so, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So it was a political, like, you know, like, you're not really looking out for the best interest of, what does this guy have to do with anything about Dover, bro? No, yeah. He doesn't speak Spanish. He doesn't even know. Guarantee you probably didn't even know that Dover's 70% Hispanic.
Yo, I made my
notes. He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
Remember the very first episode of Run That Podcast with Dre? We talked about the problems that she had with the town because she had involved herself in some incident with Merv Blackman and James. She went viral for the things she did. Yeah, yo, she crazy. But she told a story, and then when I did the research on this guy Bennett, I was like, oh damn, this guy's really actually been known that he's a crook.
He sucks, yeah.
Yeah, yo, like he was basically exiled to get out of here.
Literally.
And now he's trying to make a comeback.
Literally.
So I didn't follow up after that. So they gave him an intern position.
Yeah.
Did he stay in that position or did they take him off?
No, I think he's still currently on because it was until summer that, you know, and they're gonna find someone new to permanently replace. But it's all BS.
And if they don't, then he gets it.
He just stays. Yeah.
And they're overpaying him too.
Yeah. Another thing that, you know, that I learned from that was shout out Noreen Staples. She was one of the Dover community activists that helped me out, and she basically told me, she's like, yeah, like Dover has had like 19 lawyers on its payroll. Parsippany has like 5. You know how much bigger Parsippany is?
Yeah, you know that. Tell me.
Do you think we need 19 lawyers?
Parsippany, Troy Hills? No, we don't.
No, we don't need 19 lawyers. They're sitting on our payroll, taking up our money that could be used for other things.
That's
19. It's disgusting because it's local politics is prime for corruption because no one pays attention to local politics. No one. Like how much we don't know about this. And that's the problem because they could get away with this. They could put 19 of their lawyer friends on the payroll. Do we know if they even do a good job? No, we don't know. But they're getting paid.
Do you think this has to do with the fact that Dover is a minority?
Yes, that's town? The biggest thing is that they take advantage. You think this is happening in Randolph?
No, definitely not.
You think this is happening in Roxbury?
Oh, hell no.
Hell no. And that's the problem with having uninformed voters. Because I guarantee you the people of Roxbury and Randolph, they're informed voters.
Oh, of course.
Our people are not.
Then they're not. I feel like our people...
That's the biggest problem.
This is something... like go to one of their major restaurants in Dover, the ones that bring in a lot of clientele. I'm not gonna say names, but I know of one, and he tells me that usually around election time, these politicians come up to him, and what do? They buy a big meal, and they ask to be requested as a photo op. His wife stopped saying no to that shit. They took a picture with Christy when Christy went to Dover. And then after that, she felt weird about that. And she goes, you know what? I don't like that. I don't like the photo ops.
Yeah,
like,
I
do it because it's respectful, because they're patrons of the restaurant. They're buying a good
but low key, she didn't know what she was really doing. Yeah.
And it's like you put the face of this man who is respected by the community because not only does he serve good, delicious food, but he also is known to help around the community when it's needed help. And then you see him take a picture with one of these politicians that are up for running in the election or re-elected, getting himself re-elected. And it's like, you know, they tell him every time they come with the little signs like, yo, can you like put this on your thing? Yeah. Because if they see that this guy is for this person, they don't know shit, but they know him. So they're like, oh, if he trusts him, fuck it, let's go.
He's a power broker. So that's how you do it. You go to the power brokers.
That's sad, man. Because you just don't inform the person. Like, they need a freaking... I could see a very good leader go put their freaking... make their own pedestal. Put it in Crescent Field. Not on Crescent Field, but on the parking lot. Or if not, the lot that's right in front of it. Where they used to do the little... What did they used to do over there? Like the Mexican festival, whatever stupid shit that they used to have in Dover?
Like the flea market?
Yeah, the flea market was... the flea market, man.
We should bring that back.
Wow.
We should have a Sunday where they close down Blackwell and just have flea markets, bro.
That was dope, man. Because that's what it was.
Bro, that's small business. That's local shops.
It was dope.
You're spurring the Dover economy.
They took that... Did they take it away because of restrictions, or they just... They weren't making money on it?
I don't know, but I would bring it back.
That was dope, man. Mad people would go there.
Yeah.
Like, that for me was cool, but... Sidetrack. Anyway... Get a good leader, go on the pedestal and start talking. I feel like people will start in crowds, start going. Just pulling up right there.
Yeah.
Because these Hispanics, like Latinos, even where we have Dover has black, they have a big Latino base, and Dairy is white, but like it's a good mixture of people that aren't. I don't feel like they would be too far off with agreeing with whatever positive, good legislation would be brought up by that leader.
Yeah,
but we don't have that.
Yeah, I think another big problem is that everyone sees Republicans and Democrats, and especially in Dover, this last election, if you voted in the Dover, I saw the ballot, bro, and for like Ward 4, it was the guy Edward Carrera. He was the only one on the ballot, so I couldn't even vote for a Republican. I couldn't even vote for an independent. He was literally the only candidate.
By default, then.
So that's what I mean is Edward Carrera does not need to go to Crescent Field and talk to the people of Dover to get elected. Yeah. He needs to go to the Morris County Democratic Committee, tell them that I want to run for Dover Wardman number 4. They take a vote. Okay, are we going to put him up or are we going to put someone else up? They put the vote up. Yeah, we'll put Edward Carrera up. So Edward Carrera is now on the ballot, and boom, that's how you win an election in Dover. Like,
would you ever consider?
Yeah,
in the future for Dover?
Absolutely.
Really?
So I don't know if I'd go for Dover. I do more like committeemen, which is Morris County, like Freeman commissioners. They have more say over, the budget, how much money gets allocated to Dover, how much, that's another way to really influence like Dover. And at the end of the day, I just want to see Dover come up as like an informed community, somewhere where we can't be effed with, like, and have like these political paybacks used on our town, because I guarantee you the mayor of Randolph, the mayor of Roxbury would have said, hell no, I'm gonna bring up my own recommendation, don't worry about me, don't worry about my town. But Mayor Blackburn, she's supposed to be the gatekeeper of our town, the one that looks out for us, the one that we put in charge.
She really fucked up with,
but she's just a puppet
with the Rona situation. She didn't know how to handle the pandemic in Dover.
I also read something that when elections came and we had the mail-in ballots, Morris County, as a county, had to give like the mail-in boxes to towns, and Dover was left out.
Why did she fight with that? What the hell?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, why are you not in those meetings saying we need a mailbox for Dover? So it wasn't like a month later until like activists came up and were like, yo, like where's our mailbox? Like why did all these other towns get it? And then a mailbox came in. Yeah, but that, during election time, one day is critical. We need every single day.
Yeah.
Like. I mean, that's what I mean. Like,
didn't some of her henchmen try to like not make you not try to talk to her anymore? Like they were trying to like whisper behind her back or whatever to be like, "Yo, it's time to dip out." It just shows you demonstration of a real puppet.
She really could have put her foot down, say, "No, sorry guys, we're gonna go with Mr. Bennett." But no, she didn't put her foot down for nothing. She's just getting feeded everything, and then she would say
but this is something that's happening now too with Biden. They say Biden's also the same thing.
Yeah, but to Biden's defense, to things that he may not have like a strong, but there's some issues that Biden takes personal, and that I feel like he would take to his own accord, and like he'll make his own decisions on them. But yeah, a lot of people say that the left is pressuring him to do things that he doesn't want to do.
True that. Yeah, because there was some stuff that old Biden wouldn't even have agreed on. Like, for example, I think he said that he wants to make, that they wanted to put that marijuana to be legal throughout the whole thing, right?
He said that?
I think so. Don't quote me on it. No, I gotta really, but something like that, where it was extreme. Like, it's like, what? Mm-hmm. This dude wasn't for that.
Yeah.
He wasn't for that when he
was
with Obama, but now it's like I said, now they're following like whatever trends is. And I see, you got your Trump supporters, right? Make America Great, the MAGA people. And then you got AOC and her group of liberals. Yeah. And it's like, oh my God. Like, I listen to them. And at the same time, it's like, yo, am I sane? And like, am I going nuts? Because I can listen to so much of Fox, read their articles. Actually, the articles aren't that bad as in what you see on TV. But you listen to their ideals, and it's like, yo, but it doesn't make sense because you're just thinking in it one way. And you go OAC, it's like, yo, I think that's too liberal. Like,
I think you're just an issue by issue voter. I think you understand that the fact that not everything was black and white, and every issue needs its own like.
You know what,
I think
take the quiz out.
All right,
I want to know, and my listeners, viewers, if you're watching this right now, as he asks the questions, answer them to yourself. Edwin, I know. NJ Plumbers, I know you got your pack. I know you got your pack. And
all right, let's start out with: should teachers be allowed to carry guns at school?
No, not at school. We got So
there's yes, no. There's yes. School should require at least one teacher or security guard to be armed. No, hire professionally trained security guards. No, this would increase the risk of accidental shootings.
Okay.
What would you say?
No, they need bodyguards.
Hire professionally trained securities guards instead?
Yeah, because what was the name of that security we used to have in Dover? Mills. RoboCop was not gonna stop anybody, yo. That old lady was gonna get put on her ass if there was an active shooter.
Should victims of gun violence be allowed to sue firearms dealers?
No, because they weren't the ones that fired the shot.
See, now that's interesting because
what's the answer?
No, it's this one's just a yes.
Oh, yes or no. Damn.
But that one you would be considered then the NRA is not held liable for all these mass shootings, and everyone's trying to go for the NRA and trying to bring them down. So you just sided with the NRA right there.
Son of a bitch.
Oh fuck.
All right, should the U.S. withdraw from the Paris Climate Agreement? You want both sides?
Yeah, give me.
Okay, so the U.S. should withdraw from the Paris Climate Agreement. People would say yes because it rises up our energy cost because we have to meet certain quotas and goals. So in order to meet those goals and quotas, we have to force businesses and businesses to
go green.
Go green. So that's going to drive up costs and blah blah blah. People say no, we should not withdraw from the U.S. Paris Agreement because we need to tackle climate change and all the countries together, and
gotcha.
And by 2050 our Fahrenheit and global temperature will be decreased by 1.5, and that's going to save millions of lives in the future.
Okay, I would say because the respect and the worldview of the U.S., I would say no, they shouldn't. They should. Matter of fact,
they
Biden
should remain in it.
Yeah, remain in the Paris Agreement
because of the.
Because if they see that the U.S. is there and they're showing that they're trying to make the effort as well, other countries would follow.
Mm. So, do you know which country is the biggest pollutant of CO2, which is carbon dioxide?
Is it the U.S.? No.
China.
Oh,
by a lot.
And they're not even in the
by
fucking.
A lot.
They're not even in the agreement. So
what does that really tell you? Exactly. So now listen to this. Within the past 10, 15 years, which country has reduced the most CO2 emissions? So that's the whole goal of the Paris Climate Agreement, is for countries to reduce their carbon dioxide.
Was it Norway?
Which country has reduced the most in the past 10, 15 years?
Norway.
The U.S.
Oh, shit.
And we haven't been in it since the past 4 to 5. So what does that tell you about the agreement?
That is baloney then.
That's what I say. Because if we're already leading in reducing our CO2 for the past 5 to 10, why do we have to be in agreement? Just do your part.
And we get penalized. No,
we don't get penalized.
We don't get penalized, but if we're in the agreement, the companies, we're forcing the companies to go green.
If we go into the agreement, now we have to reach certain goals and this and that, and now we have to force those. Do you remember the French protest, the green jackets they called? It was the green jackets that went to Paris, and basically it was all the suburban people from France basically protesting the rise in the gas, whatever, and it was because of the Paris Climate Agreement. Because the Paris Climate Agreement raised their gasoline prices so high that everyone from suburban France, the people who drive,
couldn't.
They were like, "Yo, this is crazy. Our prices are going way up. We need to go protest." So Emmanuel Macron literally did something about it. I forget what he did, but he basically took out that part that rose the prices up.
You know what then? I would say the hell with that Paris Agreement. Reconstruct it where countries have to pressure
the biggest
China,
the biggest violators.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day,
China's not even part of that.
At the end of the day, if China's not part of it, we're doing nothing.
And they would never be part of that.
That's what I'm saying. They're not a part with any world organization.
They don't give a.
They don't care. They do what they want.
Okay.
And you know what China says? They have a reason too. Well, listen, China says we're a developing country. when the U.S. was a developing country, you guys were the biggest emitters of CO2, which is true. But our industrial age was when? In like 1900s.
Yeah.
That's when we were given the most CO2, but we're not talking about that then. So China has a point as well. Like, yo, U.S., you're telling me I need to reduce my CO2, but I'm just developing. But when you were developing, nobody was telling you to reduce your CO2 Like, you're being hypocritical.
Yeah. Double-edged right there.
It's very double-edged. Very double-edged.
Damn. But
so it's not all black and white, bro.
Shit, I didn't. Now that you explain it, yeah. No. Screw the Paris Agreement. Let's keep doing our own thing.
All right. Should the government raise the federal minimum wage?
Yes. And I'll say why. The cost of living nowadays is completely... A minimum wage that we have now does not even support yourself to live. I agree. But... Oh, God.
The federal minimum wage means the whole country.
Oh, shit.
That's what it really is.
Yeah, good.
So the cost of living in New Jersey is obviously very high. But is it high in Alabama?
No.
Mississippi? Those you got to think of those small businesses. Let's say a local pizzeria in Mobile, Mississippi has to go from $7 to $15. They're either going to fire people or they're going to reduce their workers or something's going to happen, but they're going to take a hit. A $15, minimum wage in New Jersey isn't going to affect, no, I agree, a $15 minimum wage in New Jersey. But that's why federal is very important. So no. I think we should just leave it up to the states.
Exactly. Even though Biden, though, said he's for that, right?
Yeah, he's for it.
Yeah, that's fucked up. How are you going to give... it's messed up to say, but how are you going to give... Look, Sergio, I'm not going to say this person's name. But he usually says... Man, they fucked up my order, and that's how they want to get paid $15 an hour, man.
It's gonna push all the restaurants to go machine, bro. That's just gonna speed up the machine. Hey, AI, bro.
Cashiers now, a freaking Mickey D's now. All you gotta do is just touch the screen. You don't even gotta do it with the person anymore.
You don't. Should welfare recipients be tested for drugs? So if you want welfare. What's that called? SNAP.
We pay for that, right?
Any person, our tax money pays for that. So the people who receive that, should they be tested for drugs first?
What kind of drugs?
That's a great... So which drugs would you be okay with that they test positive for?
If it's something that they need.
No. Take away the medical.
They're doing it for recreational purposes.
Like you have no medical problems, but you just tested for this and that. What are you okay with?
If you're good with alcohol, you could do marijuana. After that, you can't do anything else. I don't want to see coke in your system. I don't want to see heroin, methamphetamine. I don't want to see any of that shit in your system. Because the moment I do see that, guess what? I don't want that welfare going to you. Fucked up, but hey, it's coming out of our checks every time we get paid.
All right, so. I put no.
Damn. Should I start getting my red hat out?
Hey, all right, let's go foreign policy. Should the U.S. assassinate suspected terrorists in foreign countries?
Fuck, that's what...
So remember, a foreign country. Every country is sovereign. Mm-hmm. Do you think just because they're harboring a terrorist, we should let out all the rules and just drone them? No. And that's okay, because if somebody did that to America, we would not be okay with that.
Exactly. So what would you give?
But what about if it's a country like Afghanistan or Iran who are known to harbor terrorists? Like they literally come out and say, yeah, we are protecting them. What are you going to do?
If I'm going to be like that with every other country, I would respect them as well.
So you're saying no?
No. Okay. And I hope that they would one day see it that way. They're like, look, they're not fucking with me just like the way they don't fuck with England or any other country.
All right. Should the electoral college be abolished?
Yes, it should be abolished. I think we're beyond that. Or if not, at least add more votes in there, because we've grew from the population we were back then. Have they added more electoral college voters since the growth? Or has it always been the same number?
No, electoral college is just your representation in the... So every country, every state gets 2 senators and then however many representatives you have.
Oh, got it.
So we have, 12 representatives and 2. So we have 14 electoral votes for New Jersey.
A little state, and it gets represented.
It gets represented.
Which is why electoral
but think how much like
needed. But at the end of the day, you want what the people want.
Do we? So let me give you this example. It's called like the tyranny of the majority, and this is like what the founding fathers created electoral college for. Let's say you have red hair. Mm-hmm. Let's say that the world hates red hair, right? So the world voted to remove all red hair people.
Then I'm fucked, yeah.
You're done for, right? Your vote, your interests, your everything does not matter. And all your fellow redheaded people. So let's say the redheads are in the minority. So let's say the majority says, nah, we don't like redheads, they're going to be second-class citizens, let's take a vote. You're done for, right? So that's basically the states, Mississippi, Alabama, Kansas. They're, what about their interests? What about their needs?
Yeah.
Because if we abolish the electoral college, their needs and interests are non-existent, bro. They mean nothing to us.
Say those states again, though.
Kansas, Alabama, Mississippi.
Remove the electoral college.
Remove it.
All right. Damn, man. I wonder.
All right.
Am I blue? Am I red?
Should a photo ID be required to vote? Yes,
for sure.
Should the government continue to fund Planned Parenthood?
Damn, man. Should the government keep funding Planned Parenthood? I would say yes. Yes. Because Planned Parenthood isn't only about abortions.
Mm-hmm. So do you support Obamacare?
It's a complicated thing.
Yeah, it's very complicated.
I would say I believe all citizens should be able to have affordable health insurance. That has to be a given, especially with the amount of taxes we freaking pay.
Yeah.
Should it be something forced on? That's where I get like, nah. So to the question, yeah, I would say
support it. Should sanctuary cities receive federal funding?
In theory, if a city doesn't want to abide by the law of the country, right, of the land, like they say, then I won't feel comfortable in giving you bread for it. But if I also believe that every country or every state has the right to do whatever they want to do, yes, keep giving them funding because they're still part of the union.
Do you support qualified immunity for police officers?
No.
Should police departments be allowed to use military-grade equipment?
No. No. There's agencies for that. It's not the local police department, right? Because then who does the police department call if something comes out of hand? The SWAT, no?
Yeah, like SWAT or FBI. Should foreigners currently residing in the United States have the right to vote?
Depends how many years they live. So I would say, depending on how many years they've lived in this country for, and if they have been paying their taxes, I would say yes.
Should the U.S. continue to support Israel?
No, leave them alone.
No aid to Israel? 0% aid to Israel?
They're very Damn it, yo. There goes our opportunity to make it to Viacom and shit.
Do you know the threats that Israel has?
Yeah, but I also know about the shit they be doing as well. The shady stuff they be doing as well.
Like
to Palestine.
To Palestine?
Yeah.
But do you know what Palestine does to them?
No. 100%, I'll admit it.
So, like,
I know
Hezbollah, Hamas. Have you heard of those terrorist organizations?
No. Tell me.
So Hezbollah is in the north, and Hamas is in the south from the Gaza Strip. And, you know, these are two well-known terrorist organizations, and they're just always attacking Israel. It's via, you know, kite bombs. So, like, they'll put a bomb on a kite. And send it up.
What the hell?
And they sometimes drop it in children playgrounds because, you know, children look at a kite and be like, hey, that's a kite. But then it's really a bomb. Or like drones. They sometimes use drones up in the north with Hezbollah. You know, they'll use like tunnels. They dig these big 5-10 story deep tunnels just so they can get underneath the Israeli border, come up and an attack. So it's both. It's bro. Israel's always getting attacked. They're always getting attacked. And Israel has people from all over. They have Palestinians, they have Arabs, they have Christians, they have Muslims, they have all types of people living in Israel. So, you know, when they're protecting their people, they're protecting all people, not just Jews.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Israel, like, look at Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a very hard-fought city for everyone wants it, but, like, if you look at it, there's a Christian quarter, there's a Muslim quarter, you know. Everyone lives there and they're living in peace, but, you know, they harbor everyone.
Okay. Well,
in the Knesset, you know, which is like the government of Israel. It's called the Knesset. You know, they have people from the Palestinians and they have Jews as well, you know, so they have representation. So I think the media plays a great job in portraying Israel as the aggressor, as the one being aggressive, but it's completely the other way. Israel, all they do is defend themselves, and if it comes to it, they need to be the aggressor. Well, they'll only be the aggressor after they already been aggressed or like attacked. The Palestinians, I'm not saying that, you know, they're not going through a hard time. You know, they're fighting for their land, what they call their land, and this and that, and settlements here and settlements there. And I think those are all internal problems that Israel needs to take care of. And I think you can support aid to Israel, but be very critical of the administration. But the need for aid to Israel is 100,000% needed from a very military strategic standpoint of from America. It serves our interest. Why? Because Israel is our only ally in the Middle East. Period. Point blank. Look at all the other countries around it. They're not our allies at all. They all want death to America. You've heard those chants. They all want death to America. Israel's the only ally. So if we stop supporting Israel, Israel's done for.
We lose the Middle East.
I'm not gonna say they're done for, but, you know, that's what the aggressor, Iran, that's what Syria, that's what Iraq, they want. They want Big Brother USA to step back away so we can finally have an equal fight here. But as long as Big Brother is covering Israel, they're not gonna do anything. They'll do the little, you know.
Are they the only ones, U.S.,
that we support? No, they get support, but we're the biggest ally, 100,000%. We give billions of dollars in aid every single year. That goes to anti-missile defense funding, anti-tunnel technology to discover those tunnels. You know, that goes for batteries for the Iron Dome. Oh, you know, the Iron Dome is... Have you heard of the Iron Dome? The Iron Dome is basically like this very specialized missile system where, like, if a rocket comes into Israel, the Iron Dome shoots a rocket. And
so it's like a trophy system.
A what?
Call of Duty.
Oh, bad.
You put a little trophy system, you throw some text and shit. You can't.
So, like, you know, that all cause funding, and we fund that. So if we were to lose Israel, we lose the Middle East. Okay. And if we lose the Middle East, we don't want to know what happens.
So
there.
then
Israel is our only ally. So take away the Palestinians, take away this, take away that. From a military strategic standpoint, we need Israel, because that's like for USA to have any influence over the Middle East, we need to at least have an ally there. Okay. If we don't have an ally there, we're done for.
That's why it's always this topic of
what's
your when they always ask the presidents.
It's big, bro. Israel is a big topic. Okay. Big topic. So and that's why every candidate always gets asked that.
Put down for me. Hey, Israel.
Should the U.S.
Israel?
So should the U.S. increase or decrease foreign aid spending, or just keep it the same?
Keep it the same.
I am satisfied with the current amount.
Yes. How many more we got?
Should every 18-year-old citizen be required to provide at least 1 year military service?
Yeah. Some of these freaking teenagers need to freaking get their asses straight and together, you know? For 1 year? They do that for other countries. I've heard. Right? Colombia don't once you turn a certain age, you wanna graduate.
Israel too.
They make you do one, and after that, and it's not like they're not teaching you valuable stuff to, put those twerps to freaking military school. A little attitude cuts off real quick if you were going to put it after you graduated. You wouldn't be saying Guan this and Guan that.
You'd be saying yes, sir.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Should the government fund space travel?
And the thing, we waste so much bread on space programs, but yeah, why not? Let's keep being the pioneers.
Should illegal immigrants have access to government subsidized health care?
So like you're talking about Medicare, Medicaid? Yeah. Because if you think about it, the long haul, if I live with all you guys here, but Vic and Camilo aren't from this household, but you guys are, and they don't know how to get themselves vaccinated or at least get some medical care, we're all fucked at the end of the day because then because of them, we're going to get infected too. So, yeah. I would
so would you say yes if they pay taxes?
Yes.
Or like if no, doesn't matter? Like even if they're not paying taxes?
I'm a big guy about money, so yeah.
They have to pay taxes.
At least something. I'm not talking about if you're paying your taxes, yes, get the benefits because you're, you can't play online if you don't have PSN Plus, right? You gotta pay.
Should immigrants be required to learn English?
Yes, because it would make it easier for them to know where they're at. If you're gonna go to another country where the major language is Spanish, obviously you're gonna have to adapt to learn Spanish.
That's true. All right. So these are just
the issues, okay?
Yeah. So let's see what else. Show your results. Here, you tell me.
13, 14%, all these shit. Here we go. It's called iSideWith.com.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys should check it out. I want to know your stuff. I definitely want to know what that guy is. Oh, man. 55%. Oh, is that Demi Lovato? There's a picture here. Damn.
Yo, shout out Melissa Giraldo.
Oh, yeah.
Hidalgo, right? She won school board for Dover.
Good for her. When did that happen?
The elections that just happened.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Good for her.
Get her on the phone, Camilo.
Bro, that's... Yo, honestly.
Okay, here we go. My political parties.
What does it say?
What? Those are political parties? The Green...
What, the Green Party, Libertarian, and all that?
My thing came out 85% peace and freedom. 81% Green. 81% Democrat. What? 70% Socialist. 40% Libertarian. And 25% Republican.
Okay, so you're all the way at the bottom.
Yeah.
Some more green.
I thought it was going to be like a
peace and
60-40, Because I had a rep Chelsea Blue, I'm blue at heart. Although, see some couple reds here tonight.
So, yeah, man.
Sergio, man. We could keep burning into different topics, dogs. But I appreciate your time. Please tell me something that you could, keep in ease at all these people. Something that you calm yourself at the end of the day. Because I see that you're very pro for this country. I know there's a lot of young people, like my age and low, that look at this country and they're like, oh, fuck this country. I want to leave this place when I get a chance. What's something that can calm them, that you could give to calm it down and realize that in reality we're fortunate to be in the United States?
I mean, I would say, look at what just happened within the past 4 years, and, we survived that. So obviously our democracy has some good fundamentals to it where, we can impeach a president, not convict him twice, but there's accountability to everything that he kind of did. And, he left as a disgraced president, he left through the back door. And I think that's good because our institutions are strong then. That means our institutions are strong, but very fragile. That's what we learned as well throughout these past year or two. It's very fragile. And honestly, I think that a lot more young people just need to get more involved, need to run at the end of the day. You don't like what your politician is doing. You need to start making your own moves. You need to run for yourself. There's a lot of positions out there. Like I said, shout out Melissa. That's a school board. School board doesn't pay $0. You're doing it because you love your community. You love your community. Do something about it. Go to the town meetings. Go to be part of every single town meeting you can. Run for school board. you care about your children's education, you care about the next upcoming generation. School board is a great place to really put your input and say what you want. Go talk to the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, the committees, get involved with them. But, start, because we're young and, we have, I feel like, for the next generation, we have a weight on our shoulder for the next generation of Dover kids that are coming up, and they're looking at sports, bro. I want to be the next Messi. I want to be the next Ronaldo. But you know how that all came out. Like, look at us, we all wanted to be that too. But we need to make sure that there's something good for them coming up, at the end of, light at the end of the tunnel, not just that, Dover has the stigma that carries it around in Morris County, and we need to, change that stigma. We need to show that Dover is an informed community, 100%, by informing our community and just, and start, reading both sides of the story as well. Always. Don't just listen to one side, look at the other side, and just do your research on everything. Find your issue that you find passionate and just go through with that.
Thank you, Sergio. Guys, that'll be it. Appreciate you.
Thanks, bro.
Good luck.